I'm here with the gentlemen of Tall Heights, day 2 of Cincinnati's Bunbury Festival. Are you guys officially done for the day? You can chill, relax a little bit. You've already played.
Yeah. After this here chat, we will be free as birds.
Well, then I won't take up too much of your time. The weather's still nice out there. You had a really unique stage that you performed in. How did that sort of scenario with the water behind you and the sort of fans kind of tall and close? What kind of vibe did that help bring?
I think it kind of brings the people a little closer to us, so anytime we can do that and sort of cut that distance out, especially in festival world, it's like a lot of times you set up on the stage and then the nearest fan is, 40 feet from you. Here I felt because people were up like that, it was like they're all 40 feet from us rather than just a few.
Yeah, I think everyone's got a good view, which is nice.
Yeah, and I think on that stage people are only there if they want to be part of the show, right? It's not like a big, huge lawn. We had actually been here a few years ago for that other festival that happens on these grounds, and watched a couple sets there, and so it was cool. It was fun to play.
And you guys have been together for a better part of a decade. How do you feel your sound has evolved over the years?
Well, sort of like the sonic evolution, like the changing of sound has kind of become something that we identify by. So it's like what we are now versus what we were last year and 3 years ago. That very change is kind of like the identity that we're seeking, So it's like kind of a sort of like a meta way to answer your question, but like our sound, I think, in the way we want it to be, our sound is change. It is changing, and so it's changed in so many ways, different instruments, different sounds, but still it's the two of us writing songs in a way that we find meaningful, using our voices to try to create an energy that's unique and greater than the sum of its parts. And then how you kind of dress it up is totally up for grabs, and I'm glad to sort of be in a place artistically where we just want to identify as that change, and so going forward from here, we will just keep changing.
So some bands try to perform so it sounds exactly like the recorded version, and others like to be completely different. What is your preference in playing a live show?
Yeah, right now we're in the process of kind of like learning how to play tunes off our upcoming record, and I think with a few of them we'll take them in a very different direction, present them differently, and like a few that we did today, song. Like the one we started with, No Man Alive, has been scaled up for this kind of show compared to the record. But yeah, in other ones we're just trying to represent all the sounds that we spend a lot of time thinking about, and just translate them to the live show.
I like that. Now, maybe we're here in Ohio, but I'm an East Coast girl. How did growing up in Boston and kind of working your way through the music scene in Boston kind of help develop your work ethic?
Well, because the music scene in Boston is very small, and at times, and especially from an industry perspective, not so much from a band perspective, but on the industry side of things, it's actually almost like not a music scene. It's like compared to New York and Nashville and LA. So I think that the fact that we're out of there, it made us just care a lot more about the things that aren't like music industry stuff. It made us think about playing good shows and developing something that's very based in grassroots development and community. We've developed an amazing community of bands with our really good friends, Darling Side and the Ballroom Thieves, and Ryan Montbleu, and some really great musicians out of that neck of the woods. And so yeah, I think being from Boston encouraged us to just care about the art and not so much care about the music business bullshit. Oh, sorry.
No,
okay, cool. The music business bullshit. So we just spent all of our time worrying about writing songs and recording them well and playing them live and going to our friends' shows and supporting that community and everything like that. And then, of course, all that pesky music business stuff happened on trips to New York and stuff, which is not our favorite part of the process.
Speaking of live music, how is playing a festival different from, let's say, playing a live TV show like the Conan O'Brien show? Is your preparation different? Is the feeling or the mood different when you're playing?
Yeah, the live TV thing is a whole different beast. I mean, managing your nerves is the same process. But yeah, with Conan, it's one song. And you're kind of there all day waiting to play that one song, and 5 minutes before you do it, they come grab you and say, "All right, let's go." And that's just challenging because with a live set, you kind of like you can start off with one that you're comfortable with and like grow into the set, and you just have one shot there with the TV performance. But it's nice having a live audience with the Conan show, but it's obviously different from like a festival or a ticketed show. That crowd energy will never be quite the same as in a studio audience.
And you mentioned earlier you're working on new music now. What is influencing your current songwriting?
Well, the new music that we're working on finishing right now, like we were writing like a year ago. But are you I guess the things that have been influencing us a lot are the experiences we've been having on the road. It's not so much of a carbon copy of any one thing, but just like a million different influences sort of like shaping us and bringing us to a place. And it's also very reactionary from like where we're coming as artists. I think one of the biggest influences on our new album is the one that came before that, in that like we learned a lot from that process, and there are things that we want to do again, and there are things we want to not do again, and there are things we want to improve upon. So yeah, I think it's just this wonderful like country of different people and cities and places, those and driving around it and playing a ton of shows and seeing a ton of amazing musical performances and hearing some really great records. Those have been the biggest influences.
So it's not one literal thing or event. That's fair enough. What is your recording process like?
We went to just outside of Albany, New York for the new album that we haven't announced yet. So it was recorded over 3 different chunks of time in Woodstock, New York. Actually, specifically Saugerties, right, is the name of the town? Yeah, but it's Woodstock is like the more appropriate way of talking about it, I guess. Great studio there with our dear friend and producer Oliver Hill, and then another dear friend of ours and mixing engineer and also producer Steve Wall, and our drummer Paul Dumas, Handsome Paul or HP or Handman, whatever. So we just had like a gang of people out there in the beautiful hills of the Catskills. Yeah, in the Catskills, and it was a great place. I mean, we're kind of like in hollowed ground in that area just because so many great records were made there. That's kind of like where the destination recording thing started with like the band and other and like Dylan and stuff. So it's pretty cool to be making music there. So it was amazing. Yeah.
Very exciting. And with new music, it comes the ways that fans can access them. What roles do you see music streaming sites having in 2018 and with new music?
Well, I mean, Spotify has been a huge champion of our music with our last record, and especially being on the last tour we were on with the band Judah and the Lion, like see people coming out who've been listening for a long time, or like either like actively listening or maybe listening but not like fully being aware of who we are and like following our shows. And so we like have a lot of people who come up to us on the last tour, be like, "Oh my God, I love all your songs. I didn't like know the band name. I was so pumped to hear you tonight." And so yeah, I think there's a lot of that like passive listening that's happening on streaming platforms, and obviously the challenge for a band is just to like make people pay attention and like know who that band is and embrace it and go to the show. But we have nothing but good things to say about Spotify.
And using your platform, you folks have used your platform to the song "I Am Witness" was used by the Ad Council for anti-bullying campaign. Why was that important to you to kind of put those two things together?
So the song is I think it was like the campaign was called "I Am Witness" and the song is "Spirit Cold" that was used for it, and yeah, that was an amazing opportunity. We felt really, it was sort of like the song connected with the people who were who were starting that initiative, and certainly as somebody who, as an elementary school student in my youth, like I was on both sides of that bullying fence. Like I remember how it felt to be like bullied, and I also remember at times like treating somebody poorly, and it was probably bullying. And so yeah, I'm like hugely into the idea of, and you see like what happens when young people get pushed to the limit and it's just a crazy world out there. So I think it's a really good thing, and I'm glad to, in a small part, just be a tiny little influence on that campaign.
And hailing from Boston, how meaningful was it when your song was used for the marathon's One Day Boston campaign?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I don't know, that's just one of those things where it's like that we were both there that day when the bombing happened in Boston, and Paul was jogging it with a family member, and they couldn't finish because the bomb had just gone off, and my little brother was right near the blast, and so it was a crazy time. So we were beyond thrilled to sort of like offer up our music to that.
The personal connection, absolutely. What's up next for you guys after Bunbury? I hear lots of festivals this summer. Are you ready for that kind of marathon?
Yeah, we are doing some Midwest shows the next week. Another fest called Laurel Live in Ohio next weekend. And we actually go to Russia for a few days. And most,
Obviously.
as you know,
It's right on the tour track. It makes sense.
yeah.
It's on the way home.
And then we have a bunch of festivals and shows in Europe later this summer.
And more music. Stay tuned for much more from Tall Heights. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.